Hey, everybody. Welcome to another show. On today's show, we have LGBTQ comedian and podcast host of Daddy Issues. You've seen him on Wendy Williams and MTV, and he performed at legendary Caroline's in New York for their breakout artist series. It is Nicky Paris, who's going to be hanging out with us for the whole episode. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you all really enjoy the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Who Invited Her? We are San Diego's LGBTQ pop culture podcast. I am your host, Tony, and I'm here with my other host. Say hi, Bashi.
Hi, Bashi.
Dumbass. Say hi, Eric. Eric's here, too, this week.
Hi, everyone.
And you guys, Miss Miriam T is not here this week. She is a working girl. She has drag bingo this afternoon, so she's busy with that. But we have a very special guest today. Comedian and podcaster Nicky Paris is here. Hi, Nicky.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
I'm good. I wish I was at drag bingo.
Right? You just
That's
spent...
That's back already?
Huh?
You're allowed to do drag bingo now with the...
I guess.
It's a different world down here.
It's
like
world.
Texas.
Yeah.
So you can get Walmart or drag bingo. Those
Drag
are the two things that...
Yeah, those are the options.
Those are the options.
Still no beach, though, for whatever reason.
I know.
Yeah.
So you just got to San Francisco, like literally just got to San Francisco.
Literally 15 minutes ago, there's a reason why I look like a wet dog. And I just want to explain it to you. I feel disrespectful. I'm just going to try to impress Eric throughout this whole...
There you go. Where he looks like he can't be bothered.
And he's dressed like Paul Bunyan for today, and he just looks like he's like, I'm not leaving this podcast until I win over his affection. That's why I'm...
Good luck.
I just got here 15 minutes ago. Bash, I don't know what's on your background, but I did acid for the first time last year.
Yeah.
It's coming back right now.
Wait, for the first time ever last year?
Yeah, it was horrible.
What, you had a bad trip?
I had a horrible
Oh no, that's
oh, wow.
worse.
You know, I'm very prissy as everybody's gathered in this few minutes together, and I was laying in the dirt at a concert. So it was not like that or anything.
What concert?
No. Yeah, concerts are not a good experience for that.
Don't say it. It's too late. No,
What concert?
It was like an EDM concert. I've never done it before. And my best friend,
was Bash there?
No.
Told it to me. And then I've never done it before, and we did it. And the first little bit, I was like, oh my god, this is fun. And then I felt like it started to creep up, and I was trying to do like the self-talk, like, no, like, come on, you work so hard, you never really ever have fun, like, just be in the moment. Yeah. And the next thing you know, I started looking around at all these freaks of nature and their furries waving their fucking flags from all over the world, and I said, I have to get out of here. This is
What?
Somebody tried to mug us. It was just too much.
Oh,
What?
shit.
What concert was it?
It was like one of the EDM. My friend wanted on the radio station. It was one of the many lists of regrets that I have.
Oh boy.
Why I felt the need to bring that interview up with that, I'll never.
Wow.
The last one I went to was Governor's Ball in New York. Oh, don't go.
Wait, the last one you went to was here in San Diego, Bashi, and you got
you're
Corona.
Right. It was Crossed, and that's how I got
Yeah,
coronavirus.
and you got Corona, and we're quarantined for 2 weeks.
You had Corona?
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. It was fine though. I just lost my sense of taste and smell for 6 days.
We thought he was just being a drama queen like always, and then he's like, "No, girl, I just got tested."
He couldn't taste his burrito. That was like the worst of it.
So this is what happened, because we were going into quarantine, and there's a taco shop like right across the street from my house, and I was like, "Look, I don't know when it's going to be the next time I'm going to be able to have like a burrito." So I bought like 6 and froze them. So throughout the week, this is the only food that I'm eating, just constant burritos, and I can't taste a fucking minuscule drop of flavor the entire time. So it was just getting fat with no benefit.
So are you blaming the local taqueria or whatever they call them?
No. It was completely my fault.
Oh. Yeah. So Nicky, you're a stand-up comedian, and you're based. Are you in LA now?
Why do you want to talk about my career? I'm here just to talk about the tacos.
Just the tacos.
I want to talk about Eric's flannel And
His
what other
flannel. Is that the
Yeah.
one I lent you that we tore up for Halloween? No?
No,
And covered it
that's
in
a different
blood?
one.
Okay, good.
No, that's a
I have
different
the
one.
same microphone as you, so I feel like we're connected in more ways than you think. We have the same snowball microphone, but
Yeah.
Snowball. That's our old
Yeah.
mics.
not as much fun as an 8-ball. But
True.
Mm,
True.
I miss 8 balls.
Oh, I
I hope people know that I'm a representative for Dare.
know. For dare.
Don't do them; they're bad.
Don't do it bad. Okay, so you do stand-up comedy. How did you get started in comedy?
Depression.
Oh, typical. Yeah. That's how I started this podcast.
I started doing stand-up when I was 17 years old. I was on a cruise ship,
Yeah.
and it was like an open mic, and I was with some of my friends from high school, and they were like, "You have to get up there and just come on, you have to do it." And I was like, "No, I'm embarrassed." I had no problem singing Britney Spears karaoke in front of the entire cruise ship 2 days before. But now stand-up, I just went up there. I had nothing prepared. And I did what I do best, and I just made fun of people in the crowd. And it was just like instant. I caught the bug, not crabs, but
Spoken like a true homo. Make fun of everybody around you.
Yeah.
Point out their
Right.
weaknesses.
myself the most. Trust me, I'm really broken. I'm surprised I'm alive to see this day, to be on this podcast. But yeah, it's been, one of the most craziest, most rewarding things. I still can't believe it, but it's become more than me at this point, and it's who I am, and I really am an animal.
Oh Jesus. So you started at 17, and then after that first stand-up, did you just go to New York and just start hitting the clubs and all that?
Yeah,
At 17?
Yeah.
Dang.
I don't even think I had an Adam's apple at that point. Fuck it.
I don't even remember what I was doing at 17.
Am I first on this?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
My show in Areola, just one, not two.
Just one.
I just want to keep it classy here.
There
Yeah,
you go.
and I started performing in New York, and I wasn't even, like I said, I wasn't even sure if I fully went through puberty at that point, but I didn't even know what to say. I've done them all. I performed in pizzerias, to casinos, to Uzbekistani restaurants where
Really?
when nobody understood a lick of English, and I just stood up there and bombed for 10 minutes while people ate their shish kebabs. So I've really seen rejection and flattery in all different forms and levels of the spectrum.
Wow. How is it working in for a gay crowd or straight crowd? Is there a huge difference? Because I'm very curious about this, because we had another LGBTQ comic who was a lesbian on in our first season, and she had a lot of opinions about performing for a predominantly gay crowd and then for a straight crowd. So I was wondering, how is it for you?
I mean, I think when you're funny, truthfully.
Yeah.
But I will say that sometimes it's harder to impress a gay audience because, every gay man thinks that he's a comedian. I'm like, no, you work at Chico's. It's not the same. But, and not that there's anything wrong with Chico's.
There is. It's Chico's.
There is.
But I think it's challenge. I think it's anything. I mean, as a comedian, I feel like you can't put that on yourself. Sometimes I'll walk into a room and I'll be like, oh no, I can't wait till this is over. But even you can't really be like that. You always have to go up there no matter what the audience is. I just performed at a rehab in Malibu a couple months ago. So, and I was a little nervous about that too. I couldn't open with how I started this podcast. I'll tell you that. I couldn't do that. So I will say sometimes it's harder to impress a gay crowd, but it just, every crowd is different.
Yeah.
And it's up to you, I think, to figure it out while you're up there.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, the gays are ruthless. They're ruthless and mean.
They can be.
They can be. It's true. You also performed in New York at Caroline's, legendary Caroline's. How was that? Because that's a legendary place for people. A lot of people got their start. And you were headlining that show. How is that?
It was nerve-wracking because, I'm from New York and, it's kind of like my hometown show. I performed at Caroline's a handful of times throughout the years, but this was my first time headlining as part of their Breakout Artist series. And my mom invited everybody in our family, like relatives that didn't even know I was gay.
I saw that. She was in the audience the whole time. That's got to be trippy.
I know.
You guys watch the tapes? And
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gave you a lot of free time, huh?
Hello, we're in quarantine. What else are we gonna do? Get high and watch a comedy stand up.
Yeah,
it was perfect. It was a great Thursday night.
I was going to watch it because she was hosting a drag brunch. I love that. No, so it was a really proud moment, and just seeing all my family and friends there, but the family, like my Aunt Marie. Different family members. I had to be like, "Oh, what did you think of the fisting material?" So,
Eric. Eric has a very you just struck a bone with fisting with that one. Literally.
I don't even want to know what the two of you are referring to, but it was really rewarding and really exciting. But it's just you can't look back; you got to look forward. So I'm excited to see what's next, and hopefully, I won't be working at Dairy Queen. I'll certainly be eating there.
Oh God! Have you been doing a lot of viral stand-up shows?
Yes.
Since being in quarantine, how is that switching over to doing everything on video?
I'm one private touch away from being a cam girl at this point. I don't know the difference, and I feel we take donations on a lot of the shows. I'm like, do you guys just want to see a testicle? I want to give people.
Okay, would you show the left or the right testicle? Which one would be like the star? Like you got to have a better one.
The lower one, duh.
Yeah, that's true. So the right one?
Depends on the day. Truthfully, it depends on how does that term go? How's it hanging?
How's it?
Yeah, exactly.
But I love doing the virtual shows because I'm very needy, and I'm very nosy. So it's nice to do the shows because I get to see a little bit of everybody's home.
Yeah.
And Eric, I love that you did the bare minimum with your background. It really is. Goff, could you hang up a painting or something?
I just moved.
Are you in prison? It's like prison.
Tapestry.
I know.
All right. And no, I love you, Eric. Although I just met you, I feel like
everybody loves Eric. She's the lazy Susan of the neighborhood. Seriously,
yes.
Everybody gets a turn. No, I'm kidding, Eric. I'm kidding.
Oh, you three are ruthless.
What were we talking about?
He's in a thing right now too, Tony.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you started having a relationship in quarantine.
I do.
Why am I not surprised?
Yes.
How is that going, Eric?
It's going well. It's going really good. Yeah. The group actually just met him recently. So
last weekend.
Yeah. It's good.
We have Sunday quarantine park days where we all sit 20 feet apart
and yell at each other.
And it's
and
fun.
throw burritos. That's when we feel like
toss them at each other. Yeah,
I know, just toss them across the lawn.
No.
Oh God. Oh, you also are one of the hosts of a podcast that I listen to, Daddy Issues. And it's a very interesting podcast because you have Tori Spelling's husband, Dean McDermott, and Adam, who's a stand-up comic, who I followed his career for a long time, and he's hilarious, one of my favorites. And then we get you in there, and it's such an interesting mix, the three of you guys. How did you get involved? How did the podcast start? I mean, I know, but tell our audience, how did that podcast start with the three of you guys?
Well, we all met at a glory hole. And there, it really just escalated. No,
You wish.
I host Adam Hunter's weekly comedy show in LA every Tuesday night at the Dime, and Dean was a friend of Adam's, and the three of us we just like hit it off. And we've been doing the podcast for a little over a year now, and we always say it's a comedy podcast about three different men and three different times of their life. Like Dean's a famous dad of 6, Adam's a new dad, and I still need my dad. I always say, like, I don't know how to change a tire. Every time there's a spider in my apartment, I cry. So it's like a lifestyle podcast, and we've had a lot of great guests on. We've had Tori Spelling, we've had Denise Richards, Perez Hilton, and it's been all over the tabloids.
Yeah.
So, oh, really?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I love your shock. Thank you.
He's like, I know. Patch is like, what?
Thank you for the respect for your guest. Yes, really.
What got into one of the tabloids? Like something that they said?
From here on People Magazine, and from
shit.
there, you really did your
Sorry.
research. Take another edible and go.
Look, that's exactly what I did this morning. Give me a break.
He took an
Still
edible.
Recovering a little
When
bit.
we interview people, I personally do zero research, and I like to be in the moment. And I'm very anyway. You guys are more prepared than I usually am. Podcast, yeah. So it was all over the tab. Well, one thing that happened with Denise Richards, I'll give you that little scoop. So when we interviewed Denise Richards, I don't watch The Housewives, but I like I said, I follow the tabloids, so I knew that. On one of the episodes of The Real Housewives, she brought up on the show that Charlie Sheen brought a hooker to Thanksgiving. So, I mean, I love family and hookers. Yeah. So I wanted to bring that up on the interview. So I asked her about it. It wasn't a big day. It wasn't a big deal. And then the podcast came out like a couple days later, and it was all over like TMZ, and, like last. And I think that like she had gotten upset, and then Dean was like, "You need to apologize to Denise because it was my fault." I was.
She talked about it.
I was like, "Do you want me to send her an edible arrangement?" I love Denise. I still love you, but I you know, it's been so. I didn't think I'd be on TMZ without having to show my beaver. That's what the podcast has taught me. That
I did love the episode with Tori Spelling because she was on episode 2, and her dynamic on the show is really good. Like she's really good.
She's and her and Dean have such an interesting sex life.
And they're very vocal about it on the show.
They're very vocal about it. I'm very prudish and vanilla. Like when I get kinky, that's me turning the lights off. That's just crazy. I get in the bedroom. So it's interesting to hear what they do, and then I take notes and judge.
Really? Okay, there you go. You also the what?
They've bejazzled each other.
Yeah,
really. I think that there's a way of combining love and arts and crafts that I didn't even think about.
We actually got into that last week because we were talking about like the sex drawer.
Yeah.
Have you been bejazzled?
No, I haven't. I would do it.
You should do it on the show.
Do you have to shave though?
Oh God, that's gonna take you like a year, a couple months at least. At best,
what do you mean?
Shave your hole.
Shut the fuck up.
It'll get lost in the hair, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on how hairy you are.
Hold on. Can you imagine if I just phoned up Michael's and I was like, "I'm interested in bejazzling myself."
They have like stencils and stuff.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean they do. They have that already. I think
they got
not at Michael's.
Michael's all these Karens going in wanting to get bejazzled.
There's like an entire aisle 8 dedicated to
bejazzle. Just bejazzle. For that, the fake flowers.
I want googly eyes.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Yeah.
And they're just looking at you while somebody's like eating your ass. Oh my God.
Oh, you're talking about the backside.
Were you talking about the front side?
I wanted to make a little elephant.
A little elephant.
Anyway, moving on.
Wow.
Wow.
This show's just off the rails like always.
I love it. No, I love it. I like to do interviews.
Yeah. Oh, you also did Laugh Factor, the Monday Mindy, and you followed John Stamos. You talked about it on your show. Yeah. How is that? I mean, he seems like he'd be a really cool guy to hang out with, chat with, all that.
And it was I performed at the Laugh Factory in Long Beach a bunch of times, but this was my first time at the Hollywood Laugh Factory, so I was very, very nervous. And I had to follow John Stamos, who just did a Q&A. And so he did like a Q&A with Mindy Rickles, Don Rickles' daughter. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of pressure as the first comedian that has to like follow that. So they took like a Q&A and some girl asked him, "John, what's your favorite ride at Disney?" And the first thing I said when I got on stage, I was like, what a dumb question. What a waste of I would have been like, "John, how could I ride you?" Like, ask the questions that matter.
Ask the questions that we want to know.
He was very sweet. When I got off the stage, because he watched my set, because I started teasing him. I started making fun of him as soon as I went up there. Yeah. And then afterwards, he was just like, he was like, "You were really funny. I'm going to remember your name." And I was like, "Thank you." And I was like, "Do you think that we could have a photo together?" And then I took the picture. He was like, "Are you happy with it? Do you like it?" And he was like, "I'm going to make this my Grindr picture." And I was like, "Oh, John."
That's good.
Like he's very tiny.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was like Courtney and I was Chloe. He was so sweet. I just felt like Lurch standing next to him.
And how tall are you, Nikki?
Yeah.
I'm like 5'6". So I think he's taller than me because I actually did. Somebody like called me on this. So let's see the picture. So he's taller than me, but I do a lot of emotional eating, as is not
all of us do.
I'm sure he's half the size of me in terms of width. Let me put it that way.
Wow.
So he's petite.
He's very
petite.
Yes, very petite. I think he drinks the blood of the youth.
Probably.
His skin is so flawless, and he's so good looking.
Did you ever watch Full House growing up?
No, I didn't, because there was an episode where Samantha Tanner, her feet grew. And I don't know why, but I would have potato and eggs for dinner. And there was something about the foot and the potato and eggs. And I just I'll never watch the show. That was the one. I know that sounds like a really fucked up response, but that's the truth. I'm being honest with you. It only takes one thing to turn me off. And that was it. So that was the only episode of Full House I saw. And just something about the potato and eggs in my house. And I also have never eaten potato and eggs since then, too. But I said, I'll never watch the show again. No.
Ever.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Weird. Wow.
No,
so you don't have a foot fetish. It's clear to say.
No.
No.
I don't.
So
I'm
you're
the most boring person in the bedroom.
Are you?
Yes.
What's
There's
the like craziest sexcapade you've been on?
Take my top off.
Okay, yeah. I feel you.
You know, I feel like whenever I have sex, like I want it to last like 90 seconds. And then like once it goes on, I'm like, I want to go home. And then I'm like, fuck, I am home.
I just
and
get
like,
tired.
Burn down my house. Is that too dramatic?
No. I get tired and then I want a burrito. And I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm like into it for like the first minute, and then it's just like the sweat of it all. And then the worst, this is why I'm alone too. Not that that's a shock to anybody listening, but once it's over, don't touch me. Okay, like I don't need you breathing on my
neck.
I actually started dating somebody during quarantine too, Eric. And he's gone now. But I was nervous to break quarantine to hook up with somebody. Every time I coughed, I was like COVID or hepatitis.
Either one. It's a 50-50 shot.
Right. It was fun to be kept guessing. But yeah, he's gone now, so now I could talk about him. But yeah, like we were just like cuddling. He'd have his leg on me, and I just like, can you get off me? Like I can't sleep the night with you on me. Like get off me. Like there's an imaginary line, and I would totally be the person I'd get married and sleep in 2 separate beds.
Hear that, Rob? You're sleeping in another bed. I can't anymore.
It's a whole thing. People do that.
I'm not that person really.
Really?
I can't really like sleep.
I'm like, Rob, don't touch me.
You know
what? Your boyfriend?
Yes, he's only allowed to touch me on Tuesdays between 5 and 6. That's it.
So I'm assuming you guys don't have an HR person.
No,
my God, no.
Hey everybody, I'm here too.
Yeah, Rob's here too.
What the wine scene is going on?
I know.
Jeff Epstein's documentaries. Anybody?
I started it. Yeah.
No, is it good?
I'm 2 episodes in. I did turn it off though. It's a little depressing.
I'm on 3rd. It is depressing, but I will say I am so happy I'm not a young girl in Florida because I would have totally gotten.
What the fuck? It was like every girl in that little town had gotten like doodled by her.
I don't think he's that bad looking. It's horrible what he did, obviously, but I've done worse.
Haven't we all? Look, I've done worse. Gee, no, kidding, Rob.
Let me just say, I've done worse and they weren't rich. If I met Mr. Epstein, I wouldn't be driving a Jeep, is all I'm saying.
Oh my God.
People attack me. It's horrible what he did, obviously.
Yes.
I'm just saying. With no context, I think I like that look, that salt and pepper. He looks like a sexier Mr. Rogers.
Did you see? But did you see when they described his penis? I don't want to give away. I don't want to give everything away, but that did not sound fun.
Oh, does he have an ugly dick?
It sounded
egg-shaped.
An egg-shaped dick, yeah.
Why? I know. What are you obsessed with right now, Nikki? Like, what are you watching, listening to? Like, what are you obsessed with?
I just finished How to Get Away with Murder, which does anybody watch that show?
Yes.
No, I haven't. You got it?
It's good.
It's fantastic. Truthfully, another thing, this is going to sound so nerdy, but I just got Masterclass. So I've been obsessed. Actually, on my drive up from LA this morning, I listened to Jane Goodall's Art of Conservation. And I read it quick, and I thought it was the Art of conversation. I thought she was going to talk about how she talks to the monkeys. She throws things out in plantain or banana chips, but no, it's about conservation. So I learned that about an hour into my drive. I was like, when is she going to get to how she talks to the monkeys?
Did you watch the Natalie Portman acting one on Master?
I did.
What did you think?
I'm halfway through it, and she does. They actually mentioned Staten Island twice, which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
Talk about like a Staten Island accent, and I was like, Natalie, you're talking about my island. I like to pretend I'm like Rihanna. I'm like, that's my island.
That's my island.
There's no conch shells on Staten Island. It's more like syringes and heroin. Staten Island.
Didn't you just do a virtual audition and got a part?
I did.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can talk about what it's for yet, but yes, I did.
How is the actual audition? Like, what did they make you do?
I just read the scene with the director, and it was virtual, and it was great. I mean, I have no jokes for that, but I have no jokes for that. I'm not getting fired before the project even starts.
There you go.
Invited her. Was it invite me on employment if I? No, I'm so excited for this project. I will say we're going to start filming as soon as quarantine is over.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I'm not an actor. I'm too transparent and too honest. So this is like my first acting role, and I'm really excited for it.
Did you use any of your pointers from Natalie Portman for the audition?
I actually got the part before Natalie.
Oh, that would have been hilarious.
Natalie, thanks for nothing. No.
Yeah.
You're like, I want my money back.
But I've really been enjoying doing it, and I'm one of those people like if I know that I worked on something for myself every single day, like I could go to bed at night and be like, wow, you did something that bettered yourself. So every time I do a master class, I just feel like it's such a great thing. And to do writing with Judy Blume, who wrote Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret? I mean, nobody intellectualized a first period quite like Judy.
True.
So it's an honor to just get to take a class with her.
Right.
But sometimes I'll like watch it stoned, and then I'll like miss half the lesson, then I have to rewatch it. So it's like watching it. I basically need a paraprofessional. And I have a disabled brother, so I could say that he had a paraprofessional. I need him for this type of learning.
Oh my god. What are some of your icons when it comes to comedy? Like, who influences you? I'm curious about this.
My favorite comedian, no questions asked, is Joan Rivers.
Oh,
I mean, such a pioneer, and I gotten to meet her a couple times, luckily.
We were just all three like coffee talk on SNL. We were like, oh, Barbara.
I know everybody did this collective like, Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
God, can it get any gayer? Jesus Christ!
No, it cannot.
There's a rumor. Well, I met. Oh my god! I just swallowed a piece of my hair. Sorry. You would have thought I left Bashy's house.
Oh hey, you don't know me that well yet.
Probably another 30 minutes. Just wait.
Another 30 minutes.
No, I had met her a couple of times, and she was very nice and supportive of me, and she treated me very well. Like whenever she found out I was at her show, she would take me backstage and take so much time to get to know me, and she was just fantastic. And I heard a rumor through the grapevine that Melissa Rivers wants to come on Daddy Issues.
Get her on. That would be amazing.
If you're listening, I would love to talk to her, because I have to tell you, it is so sad what happened to Fashion Police.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember that drama.
Yeah.
That was. God, she was so good. Both of them were so good on that show.
Joan Rivers is definitely one of my favorite icons in terms of comedy. Sebastian Maniscalco, I love, just as a fellow Italian guy. I think he's so hilarious. Eddie Murphy. I mean, I have such a crush on Joel McHale from The Soup.
Yeah.
Just followed me on Instagram.
Did he?
While I was talking about how hot he was on an interview, like I was like, oh no, did you hear this? And then I feel like I really have to start watching what I say, but I won't.
No, you don't. It's fine.
What do I have to lose? Someone's going to steal my tens of dollars. I'll be fine.
There you go. Also, Pride Month is coming up, and you're part of the Audible Coming Out Party series that Shangela and Nicky are hosting, right?
Yes, it comes out June 4th. And it was from a show called Don't Tell My Mother, which I did in February with like Bobby Burke and Betty Who and Terry Hatcher.
Betty Who.
And it was
Terry Hatcher.
Yes, who I love.
Did you get to meet her?
Yes, we're friends now.
Oh my God.
She was asking me advice on my writing. I was like, Terry, could you give me advice on, how to keep a bank account, Phil? So, I mean, that was a really cool, and it was crazy because I was like the only stand-up comic that was all doing it. So they were all so nervous. And I was like, this is a storytelling show. This isn't really stand-up comedy, but I don't want to tell them that. So it was different for me because I'm not really a storyteller. Like my style of stand-up is very quick. Like I'm very traditional into the fact my mom's calling me. Doesn't she have any?
Do you have like a very Italian mother?
No, she's probably just trying to see. She's
Did
probably
you make it there in one piece? Yeah.
But yeah, don't tell my mom. I'm sorry. This is what I do on all these interviews. I literally go on a million. Next thing you know, I'll start talking about global warming for 2.5 hours.
That's half our show. We forget what we're talking about, and then we end up on one topic, and then the next thing we know, we're all drunk, stoned.
We're pretty sober today, though, so I think we're kind of doing okay.
I will have to just come out and say that I am probably to blame for global warming because I use so much hairspray daily because I have so many cowlicks in my hair. I mean, I used to make a joke about that when I sweat, my hair curls and I look like Little Richard. But then he died, and now everyone.
I can't say that.
Now all of a sudden he's dead 2 weeks. I can't use the joke anymore.
No.
So, people
come for you.
You're going to have to wait 2 years.
Yeah, there's that 2-year period before you can start talking about the dead.
Yeah.
I waited 2 hours. I might have even been like 2.5 minutes.
Before you said anything.
And it's so interesting when somebody, because I used the joke like the night before on a show. It was just a stupid little thing. And then everyone, now all of a sudden, you hear the gasp. Dead Little Richard. Yes.
Talking about the dead.
Have you found, Nikki, that like transitioning to doing comedy in LA is because LA people are much more sensitive than New Yorkers?
Oh, yeah.
Has that been a transition?
No, because I'm funny. I think a lot of people have difficulties. I mean, in my experience, I mean, there's so many incredible comics in LA and New York, all over the country. But a lot of the comics in LA, there are a lot of actors who think they're comedians.
They're funny.
And it's not even about being funny. I just think I'm very proud to have come up in New York because I think that you earn your stripes more in New York. And that's not to discredit either comedy scene. I mean, there's incredible comics all over the world. But I feel like I've definitely grown in LA, but I go back and forth a lot, and I try to keep like a bi-coastal. I figured I couldn't be bisexual. I mean, at least be bi-coastal.
How old were you when you came out, Nikki?
I was 15, and I came out of spite.
How did you? Oh, same here.
Well, that's actually what the Audible special is about. See, this is I'm so bad. I really should keep flashcards for these things. So the Audible special that comes out, I almost said September 4th. What month is it? June?
Where am I?
We're still in May, I think.
Is it May? Is it still May? God damn it.
We have like one more day.
It comes out Thursday, June 4th. This Thursday coming up. And it's about my epic coming out story because I'll just give you the Spark Notes version. So basically, I was in a school play. It was Peter Pan, in case anybody wanted confirmation that I was gay. And I've done the work, is what I'm saying. That a lot of people probably. I've done the footwork.
Wait, who were you in Peter Pan?
I was Michael, the fucking brother with
the gay brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at the time, I had a lot fuller hair, and I said, "Really, I have to wear the top hat?" I mean, so lo and behold, I was a lot of fun in high school. And I cut school to go to the St. Patrick's Day parade, and we all got drunk. It was our first time smoking pot, and we were all such sweet kids. We decided to go back to school for the tech rehearsal at 6 o'clock at night after drinking all day. That's how, we were true thespians. So we went back to school that night, and who was sitting in on the rehearsal? The assistant principal. And she was like, "You guys reek of liquor." And we got called to our office. My friend's parents didn't even care. My Italian mother was the end of the world. She was like, "My son's a juvenile delinquent." She was like, he's a truant and a disgrace to this family. So she made me drop out of Peter Pan the night before the show.
What?
So how did I get back at my parents? I came out of the closet.
Were they shocked, or were they like, they were?
They were devastated at first. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Devastated. And that brought me such joy. To see the pain and horror.
Yeah, with Italians, they build up your entire life while you're still in, the feet in the womb. It's not gonna that's a lot of fucking breaks for them.
Yeah, she thought I'd be a doctor too. I could barely play Operation. So there's been a ton of disappointments throughout my mom's life. But not, the biggest upset wasn't even that I didn't get to do the show. The girl who played the kangaroo couldn't see out of her mask, fell off the stage, and broke both of her legs. And I will never have to live my life saying that I missed that.
See, I would have loved to have seen that.
Oh
right? You didn't even go to my high school. I mean, I would have.
Yeah, I would have paid.
She left on a stretcher, and just to know that I missed that, I'll never, you don't know the tears that I've cried.
Oh my God. Wait, she broke her legs during the performance.
She hopped. I mean, I wasn't there, obviously. I was home. She hopped off the stage as kangaroos do. And I guess she couldn't see. My friend, she's outside making her garden. Don't make me go get her because she was in the plane.
Oh, she was?
Yeah, she got to see it. So, I mean, I don't want to mess up the flow of this interview.
No, go get her.
Go get her. I want to know the story.
Yeah,
I want to know how the kangaroo. How do you fall?
We were live on YouTube, but don't worry.
It's fine.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh my God. Peter Pan. Who was I just talking to about Peter Pan? One of my friends. Oh, we were, because our friend Steven, he was obsessed with the TV special of Peter Pan with, I want to say it was Mary
Wasn't
Martin.
Sandy Duncan?
No, it was Mary Martin who did the original Peter Pan on Broadway.
My best friends in the entire world. This is Liz. She is.
Hi, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
She's planting garden.
I am actually in the middle of building a box garden.
Wait, so you witnessed the crippled kangaroo incident in Peter Pan?
Yes,
So
through and through. And let me tell you, it was a sight I will never forget.
I gotta ask, did you laugh right away when she hopped off and broke her legs?
So I actually was shocked because it was the dress rehearsal in front of the entire elementary school.
Oh shit.
We watched her hop and the kids went crazy laughing because they thought that was part of the show. And I'm sitting right in the wing of the stage and I'm just going, I'm just like, and all of a sudden, of course, she falls on top of our other best friend who's playing the clarinet in the band below.
Oh my God, she did fall into the
Did he or she get hurt, the clarinet player?
I believe she suffered a little head injury, but I think we're good.
Was the clarinet okay?
That's the main question. Was the clarinet okay?
I don't know.
So what was your role in the play, though?
I was slightly soiled, the Lost Boy.
Slightly Soiled was your name.
Soiled?
Oh my God, that's Bash's name on a Saturday Night at
Fuck you.
Riches. Slightly Soiled.
Fuck you, seriously, fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Slightly soiled.
You knew you were getting this interview. You didn't know you were getting slightly soiled.
No.
I know. I want to get that on a shirt that just says slightly soiled.
Soiled.
On a t-shirt, just slightly soiled. That's it. That's all I want on a shirt.
I think we have the title of this episode.
Slightly Soiled
Yeah,
with
that's a good
Nicky
one.
Paris.
Nicky Paris.
Name of the episode.
That's really something I will never forget. It was just pop, bye-bye.
And she did she fall? Okay, did she fall off the front of the stage?
Yeah,
like into the pit?
Into the orchestra pit.
And you don't recover
Amazing.
from that kind of embarrassment.
No.
So she had did she have a nickname going through school or something? Or was that?
She had to have. What did they call her?
Handicap.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Slightly Soiled. I'm so happy you came on the show to explain that.
Maybe I'll go clean myself up a bit.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank you.
I mean, all I can say to the three of you is, you're welcome.
Thank you.
No, seriously.
I am not going to forget Slightly
So
Soiled.
the only pain that she felt, the only worst pain was not being there to witness it. Which
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
experienced. So, and I'll never, when my life flashes before my eyes on my deathbed,
Yeah.
that moment won't be part of it, and that's something I'll never be able to forgive my parents for.
You'll be like, it's your fault. I didn't
Yeah.
see the kangaroo break both of her
No,
legs.
I mean, yeah. So that's just one of the many reasons I cry myself to sleep at night.
All right, so it's time of the show. This is a segment we haven't done in a while, but I think it'll be fun with Nikki. It's called Getting to Know You. So we're going to ask you some random questions that I don't even know what they are. We have a deck of these questions, and we're going to pull them, and we're going to see what they are and how you're going to answer. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let me see what the first one's going to be.
I'm nervous.
What do you get complimented the most on?
Being funny, which honestly I wish it would. I'd never hear "You're so gorgeous," and I wait for it.
You're so gorgeous, Nikki.
You know what? That wasn't sincere, but
I
thank
know.
you.
I tried. What about you, Eric and Bashi? What do you get complimented on the most?
I don't get compliments. I don't know.
Obviously.
Oh, I don't see that being true.
I don't know. Advice, I guess.
Really?
Because
You give
I'm
horrible advice.
But I'm always like the most cutthroat, like dead truth. Like if my friends are actually asking me, I'm like, do you really want to know? Like that's
Yeah.
usually how I preface the next sentence.
Yeah. What
So-
about you, Eric?
That I'm actually smart, because I don't know. I think sometimes people don't think I am.
Dumb?
I'm like, no, I have a really great idea, a solution for this. So
Wow.
You
Yeah.
are smart.
You're smart.
yeah.
I get you're not Manny, and that's the best compliment ever. Ever. I have an identical twin brother, Manny. So when somebody says you're not like your brother at all, I'm like, thank you. He's
And
a
this
horrible
one,
human
they're
being.
both gay. So we've gone out to places multiple times where some like random guy comes up to him and is like, you never called me back.
I'm like, it wasn't me, it was my brother. And they're like, liar.
And they don't believe him.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one time Manny came up and they were
Oh,
like,
and the guy turned beat red. Remember that? He was so embarrassed. I was like, I tried to tell you. You didn't listen to me. I was trying to warn you. All right, next question. What is the oldest item in your possession, Nikki?
I have a Burberry vest, which I think it's probably. I mean, I'm sure there's something. Yeah, I've had that probably like 10 years.
10 years? What's the oldest thing you have had, Bashi, or that you in your possession?
I have an MTA card in that side table right over there that I've had since
Why?
I was like 16. I don't know. I just went to New York for the first time, and every time I go back, I reload it.
Really?
Or it just had like $50, and once in a while I use it, but I usually forget about it. And I've only been there like maybe 4 times, so.
God. What about you, Eric?
So my mom gave me like a bag of things of like my childhood. She's like, oh, I think you should have these. So I have my baptismal gown, my like little white dress that's framed, like hidden. Oh, and I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this?
Why
Like,
did she give you that?
I don't know why she didn't want to keep it. I don't know.
That's like something my mom would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
And
oldest possession.
Clearly, I
that-
was going to be gay in a white.
I know.
baptismal gown,
Come
right?
on. My oldest
Jesus.
possession would probably be Rob. Oldest possession I own. Anyway. All right, let's see what the next one is. What's a common trait shared by everyone you've dated, Nikki?
Mental illness. I'm sticking
Yeah.
with that answer. I
Yeah,
know you're-
mental illness.
I'm just holding my guns. That's what I'm sticking with.
How
Yeah.
is dating life? How is dating life for you? Horrible? Why?
I mean, I'm a lot of work.
Yeah.
I'm a lot of work. I mean, I'm very moody. And like, you know, I was dating somebody up until like a week ago. He was just too much. Like I'm very busy and I don't really have a lot of time to give. So if I date somebody, I could give you at most an hour a day.
That's enough.
That's enough.
This guy wants to
Wow.
talk 6 hours a day. Like I don't care what you have for breakfast and lunch.
Oh,
And I'm
so
very
no, I couldn't do
self-absorbed. So it's, I guess when you date somebody, you have to worry about like their feelings and their emotions. And
Tell
that's
me
not
about
really
it.
something I'm interested in at this point in my life.
No, well, why not? No, you don't need to be. There's
not.
plenty. You how old are you?
I'm alone in this room right now, and there's still so many personalities here.
Right. What about you, Eric? What's the most common trait with all the guys you've dated? All of the many men that you have dated.
Well, so the ones I've been serious with, they've all been an artist of some kind. I tend to like the emotional artist. Ugh. So cliche.
What about you, Bashi?
I think mine kind of sounds a little bit like Nicky's, except mine have always been more independent. Like we could not speak for a week and it'd be okay.
Oh, gotcha.
I can't handle that fucking like emotional like clause and shit. No.
Where they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Just like quarantine, like everybody's like, this is fucking awful. And I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I like being alone all week. It's nice.
I don't want this to end. I don't want to have to go out. Some of the people I see on Facebook, I'm like, ugh, I have to see these people in person eventually.
And they're going to have so much to catch up on and talk your ear off for 4 hours.
God, about nothing.
Right. I don't give a shit that you baked a fucking piece of banana bread. Leave me alone.
You know what I get so tired of watching on social now that everybody's at home? Fucking workout videos. I don't care about your workout routine.
You know
I get so annoyed with it.
Hold on. I had a partner of mine at work suggest that we go on a group workout Zoom call. And I'm like, what in the fuck makes you think that I want to do that? Like, what? That is the craziest shit. No. Or happy hours over Zoom. What makes you think I want to dig into my liquor stock to go hang out with you on a fucking video call? At least send me some credit on like a delivery app or something.
Right?
Like that.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Let's see. I don't got my glasses on. If you had just been released after 10 years in prison, how would you spend your very first day of freedom? So when we get out of quarantine, how are you going to spend your very first day?
I have to tell you, I'd love to go to prison. I really would. Because I would be able to lose my fucking love handles. And I think that I'd do some writing, maybe have a book. So I think my first day out of prison after 10 years, I'd probably go to the beach and let everybody get a good look at what hard work looks like.
I like that answer. What about you, Bashi?
God, I'd fucking go immediately to Riches.
You would.
Our biggest gay club down here.
You would. You'd probably get coked out of your mind and go
I'd
to
find
Riches.
whatever I could, take it, and go.
Yeah.
How much gay action in prison?
Yeah.
It's a little. They're not listening. I doubt Rain on Me is playing 24 hours on in San Quentin right now. You know,
it might be. You don't know.
It could be.
Never know. Can you imagine?
Could be the hottest gay club that we don't know about.
I know they're just playing Lady Gaga's new album on loop. That's all you hear in prison. Can you imagine? No. What about you, Eric?
I don't know. Let's see. If I got out, I actually might do the same thing that Bash would. Either that or like Grindr. You gotta yeah. I feel like, but prison sex isn't the same, you know?
Yeah. Well, we can ask
It could
Miriam.
be better.
It could be.
You don't know.
Very true. All right, you guys. So that's getting to know you. We found out a little bit more about Nicky. But you guys, it's our favorite time of the show. And we did this last week, and you guys weren't here, so it's time for... And then there's Carol. And then there's Carol.
Sassy, slutty, sexy, stinky, right on Carol. I'm Carol.
Carol, for once in your life, shut your damn mouth.
Okay, so Nicky, we do a segment on the show called Carol of the Week, and it's the one time a week where we get to gripe and complain about whatever the fuck we want, whatever's bugging the shit out of us. Is your Carol of the Week. Does anybody have a Carol besides all the crap that's going on in America right now?
Besides
that.
Oh.
I know, because that's an easy Carol. Mine's the workout videos.
I would say everybody's posting their at-home haircuts. And everyone's like, does it look good? Yeah, for somebody with alopecia.
What do you think about all these people trying out new hair colors, Nicky, that are dyeing their hair blonde or blue or pink or whatever?
Horrible.
Yeah, home dye jobs are never good.
I'm like, I did my hair myself. We could tell.
Yeah.
You didn't need to preface that. Trust me, that doesn't look like a professional did it.
No,
Crisis hair.
Crisis hair. There you go. God. What about you, Eric? Do you have one? A Carol this week?
Yeah, no, I've had a really great week. I don't have a Carol this week. I always have a Carol.
I know.
I've had a
Are you
really
okay?
great
Do you
week.
feel okay? Do you have a fever? What's wrong? Do you need to
It's
drink
just
more?
coronavirus.
It's just
It's
corona.
fine. I don't have one. No, it's been a good
No?
week.
What about you, Basha? You always have something to complain about.
Fuck, it's been a little dead for me too. I don't.
Shocked.
My neighbor is.
Which one?
I won't mention her name because she
Come on,
might
say it.
find me.
Shameless.
She's an older lady. She is like the grand empress of Karens, and she's coming back on the 10th. So I'm like not
Oh.
looking forward to that. She has it in her mind that we're gonna like demolish all of our balconies to build railings in our HOA, and I'm like, I don't fucking know what you're smoking, but like, why would we ever do that?
I know.
Like,
People are
this is not the
stupid.
time for construction or spending money, you dumbass. So I'm not looking forward to her return.
Yeah, I don't blame you. One of my carols this week is all the people that are giving Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande drama for releasing that video of them in the bathtub. Did anybody see that on Twitter?
Yeah.
They did like a fake news thing of them getting rained on to promote, and people were giving them shit because they weren't talking about what's happening in America with all the riots. And
Well, that's
stuff.
because the Weather Channel probably paid them to do that.
Probably.
They did. They partnered with them.
They did.
They actually did.
It was a funny video. It was nice to see it pop up in mints in the news and everything being so just down, and it just gets to you to find something a little humorous. I was like, oh, a nice little 30 seconds of fresh air. What, Robbie? Do you have something?
No, I just have another carol from the live chat. Somebody said the drive-by celebrations where everybody honks their horn in your neighborhood in a big parade as they drive by to celebrate someone's birthday, graduation, etc. So I thought I'd throw that out there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
No, that's stupid. I don't get it. Why? No. Do you like those, Nikki? Do you want people to do a drive-by honk and celebrate?
If you bring a gift.
There you go.
What about the people that drive by empty-handed? So you're gonna drive all the way to my house and not bring a gift?
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
weird.
At least throw something on.
Toss
the
something
porch.
out, like.
Yeah.
Pandemic doesn't mean you have a pass to be cheap.
No, that's true.
Or just bring vodka.
Just
who
bring
doesn't-
vodka. Everybody's happy with vodka. Just a little bit of vodka. I'll make everybody happy. God, but yes, everybody, those are our carols of the week for this week. Oh, before we leave you, Nikki, I just wanted to touch on everything that's happening this week with the protesting and all of that, which I think it's important that people do protest, but do it safely. Don't put anybody's lives at risk and all of that stuff. But the only way things are going to change is with protesting.
Mhm.
So if you do it safely. Try not to hurt anybody. But it's just been like a rough week for everybody. And our goal on the show is just to give you a laugh or two for a little bit. Hopefully we do that and entertain you. But yeah, it's been a rough week, and everybody just kind of, it'll pass hopefully in a good way. I'm hoping. Yeah, it's been a rough week with that, but yeah. So, Nikki, thank you for being on our show. It's been very fun.
I had so much fun with you guys, and you guys have such a great dynamic, and it really was. I'm very excited to have been on the show.
Oh, thank you so much.
you.
How do people find you? Where do people find you? How do they get in touch with you? All that good stuff.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Nicky Paris, bitch. And that's my confirmation name. And for the month of June, I'm going to be joining Cameo, and all proceeds from my cameos are going to be going to GLAAD.
Oh, nice.
great.
That's really, really,
Awesome.
really cool. Yay. And your Audible, June 4th, everybody,
Oh my God,
coming
yes,
out
thank you.
party. Go check Nikki's coming out story. I'm sure it's going to be highly
I didn't even know that was the name of it until you said that. But
Really?
yes.
Yeah, Shangela and,
What's it called? A coming out party?
Coming out party. Yeah. Audible series. It's for their Pride Month. They're doing coming out party. And
I
it's
knew that.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it was the exact. I thought it was from my mother. I didn't.
Oh god! Oh, I saw before. I wanted to get your opinion on this, Nikki. I saw on Twitter that you did this thing where they showed you clips of Cats the movie.
Oh my
Movie.
God.
Did you watch the whole movie or
Oh,
just
fuck.
those clips?
we watched the clips, and I have to tell you, there was one guy who I love. He's a great comic.
Yeah.
Dressed up like a cat for the. I was like, really? We're getting paid not that much money to be here.
You dress up like a cat?
Like a cat. I was like, I have to tell you, I don't even want to watch cats for the amount of money I'm getting paid to do this.
Oh, it was so bad.
But it was, yeah, I'm not really into. I had a cat that bit me when I was a
I
little
hate
kid
cats.
naked, and since then I've been gay. So I've never been
Wait,
dead.
where did he bite you at?
I had a cat named Copycat, and she lunged at me. I was like a young boy. I had been like first or second grade, and she made me this way.
I've been bit by a cat before too. Maybe that is what
Maybe
makes
they
us
just
gay.
hate Italians.
Cat.
What's that?
With my cat's name was Copycat, and she actually, my mom hated her too. I don't even know why we had her. Not that, I'm sure there's cat people, but we gave her to our cleaning lady. I mean, this cat was evil, which, oh my God, I probably shouldn't say this, but here I go. My mom put the cat in a box and gave it to the cleaning lady, and the cleaning lady, she poked holes with the knife, and she gave the cleaning lady the cat. I guess the cleaning lady took public transportation home, and the cat got out on the public bus.
Oh shit!
And my mom was like, "Don't bring her back here.
We don't want her. We don't want her.
We want Copycat. She's probably Chinese food right now."
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God!
Anything I might have said that upset anybody here. I love.
Oh, please. Have you listened to our show? I'm surprised people still listen. And everybody, go check out Daddy Issues. I love that podcast. We listen religiously. So go check it out. The three of you guys are really, really funny on that show. And it's a really good show. And they have really good guests. The last episode, you guys... Huh?
You guys should come on.
Oh my God, that would be
Oh,
so
I'd
much
love
fun. But your last episode, Dean went into how his mental health is going with this quarantine, which I find he's like all of you guys on the show, because we didn't really dive into daddy issues, but you guys are so open on the show. You guys talk about everything, and it's very uncanny. It's just really cool, the dynamic of the show. So go check it out there everywhere you can find podcasts, Daddy Issues. I'm a fan of the show, so go check them out. How do people find you, Bashy?
I'm at _Bash, or will be, just aimlessly going up and down Oklahoma Boulevard.
Yeah. How do people find you, Maxie?
You can find me drunk all weekend long on a Zoom call, or you can find me on Instagram at mexi.eric.
There you go. And you can follow the podcast at whoinvitedher_podcast on Instagram. And we're whoinvitedher SD on Twitter and Facebook. You can email us at thegang@whoinvitedher.net. We love hearing from everybody. You can go on our website, get the merch, all of that good stuff. Hopefully Miss Miriam T will be back next week. It's going to be a fun show. You can find me. It's Tony_Baloney_Macaroni on Instagram. And Robbie, are you actually ever going to post again on your social media? It's like once a year.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that I have to post on social media. So if you again want to wait in anticipation for the next one,
For his thrilling
it's
post.
on Instagram, RORYCO.
Yes, you guys.
He hasn't posted anything since we went to London.
Oh yeah, London
Yeah.
was your last post, Robbie. I know.
January.
And
I'm
Nikki
working
Nikki
on it.
Boyer gave you shit on it when she was on our show.
Yeah, she did. She was my first post, and I told her
Yeah.
I've been letting you down.
I
And,
know.
so I'm working on it. So
There you go.
You'll get there.
Someday, hopefully, he'll get there. Yes, but we're here every Saturday, 12:30. You can watch us on YouTube live. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Nikki, for doing
Thank
our
you,
show.
Nikki.
It's been an
Thank you,
absolute
Nikki.
pleasure having you.
I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, everybody. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye. Wait, what's the song?
It's a wrap.